Colossians chapter 3. Verse 8. But now, ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Verse 12. When you put off, then you put on. Verse 12. Put on, therefore, as the elect of God, holy and beloved, tender mercies, or bowel of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering, forbearing one another, and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Christ forgave you, so also do ye. And above all these things, put on charity or love, which is the bond of perfectness. May God bless the reading and hearing of his word. Amen. Please be seated. Deacons, please get around the hostels and make sure everybody is out. Everybody, minister or anybody, go to the hostels, make sure everybody is here. Before we went for our breakfast, the Spirit of the Lord was warning us on the characteristics that we must put off and advising us on the characteristics that we must put on. Because when you put off one dirty cloth, you don't walk around naked, do you? You put on a clean cloth. If you put off a dirty cloth and put on a clean one, I mean, if you put off a dirty cloth and put on a dirty cloth, then something is wrong with you. Amen. Even mechanics that put off clean cloth when they come to work. In the evening when they're going home, they put off their work cloth and put on. You must put on something. So God tells us what to put off in verse 8. And in verse 12, we are not asked to remain naked. We are given a brand new clean clothes to put on in verse 12. Failing to do that, it shows one, you are not an elect. That's why you cannot put on those characteristics. Secondly, you are not yet matured. You are not yet perfected. Because love is the seal of perfection. When love is the motive and the inspiration behind your actions, then you have come to maturity. God is love. When God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, it was because of love. Can you imagine that? When God destroyed the world of Noah, it was love. How? God always manifests his grace by giving us an opportunity to escape. If we escape, then we are qualified to be saved. If we reject God's provided way of escape, then we position ourselves for damnation. In this day, God has also revealed for us all God's only provided way of escape by telling us the things to put off and the things to put on. Failing to do that, there are consequences that follow ignoring God's message. Those that ignored in the days of Noah paid the price. Those that ignored in the days of Lot paid the price. Those that will ignore today will pay the price. Because the prophet said, if this generation or this world is allowed to get by with all the abominable abominations that are going on in this world today, then God is bound to resurrect Sodom and Gomorrah, to resurrect the world of Noah and apologize to them. You think God is going to raise Sodom and Gomorrah and apologize to them? Will God resurrect the days of Noah and apologize to them? You know he won't do that. Therefore, if this world will be allowed to get by with all the wickedness we see, all the abominations we see, and the ones we don't see, then God is bound to apologize to those who did the same thing and were visited with the judgment of God. Of course, we know, like our brother read yesterday in the book of Peter, that God has promised to also burn the entire world again with fervent heat. Somebody said, did you say those of us who don't believe will go to hell? I said, yeah, that's what the Bible said. He said, hell will be interesting then. He said, Elvis Presley will be there. Fela will be there. All these great musicians will be there. He said, let me tell you, hell will be sweeter.